Since this is a reading fluency app that we're building, it's only fitting that we add a timer here. A timer control can do a lot more than just tell time, though. It can perform some actions for us. By default, a timer is set to 60 seconds. Depending on your fluency needs, you might have a timer of 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or even an unlimited timer so that a student's not really being timed. You can set the duration based on your needs. What we are interested in are the ways that it can trigger actions, though. A timer can trigger actions when you select it, when you click it. It can perform actions on ending, and it can perform actions on starting. Select the onTimerEnd property. We want it to set a variable that's called reading ended to true. So when the timer ends, we're assuming that the student has finished reading. What we want to do next is we want to take, we're going to use that variable somewhere else to show that the reading has ended. Let's configure a few more things with this timer. In the text property, the timer is currently showing the time that it's counting up. If you wanted to change it to the time counting down over here, you can change timer 5.value to have a different calculation here. Let's first change the name of this timer so that it's a little easier for us to follow. We'll call this timer reading, so that we know it's the timer for reading. If I take the total duration of this timer reading.duration, and I subtract the timer as it's currently counting, I divide the result of that subtraction by 1,000, I can find out how much time is left. So this now becomes a countdown timer. Let's be a little bit more purposeful here. I don't need the hours here, so right now the time is being formatted to show hours, minutes, seconds. You can see at the end here, HHMMSS. Let's get rid of the H's. There are no hours. Okay, now let's be even more purposeful. We want to change the whatever's shown here so that it shows something different as the student's reading. If reading has ended, let's make the text show stop. Otherwise, if the reading is currently going on, or we haven't even started the reading, keep it at that timer. Okay. Now that we have that variable, let's use it in the selection property of this text inside this gallery. So I'll go back into the gallery of words. Earlier we had put in a conditions where if the word is already inside the collection of errors, collect it. What we want to do is when reading is ended, do something different. Let's put a condition around all the actions so far. If reading ended, I want it to set a variable that we're going to be calling last word to this item. So whatever word that you choose, if reading had ended and you click it, it'll consider that the last word. But if reading has not ended, it'll just continue as usual. Okay. Let's put a label around here so that we can see what the last word is. For our testing purposes, we're going to make this timer run for 1 second. We'll start the timer. The timer is ended. If I click a word, it no longer appears in that collection of errors. It appears as the last word. That last word also, not only is that last word corresponding to the word, it could also show us the ID number. So we read 49 words up to that point.